Imagine sleeping in for this game. It's so late.
I know. Well, it is late for you. It's early for me.
Alright. Shh, 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 shh. Shh.
My time's up.
Alright, so last time that happened on Dragonlance, we are escaping Vulgar. You guys are fighting to your death with the remarkable Solus not dying as his petrification seems to be vanished as he wakes up alive and well. Unknown to what you guys know, but it seems fit he went through an ordeal to get back here. Seeming fit that he is replenished but lost something deep within him, unable to really harness the magic that is him, as he sees fit to obviously venture with you guys to get you out of here. As Miles comes in the distance, as you try to run away, as buildings clash, fire erupts, horses die, as you find yourself in a battle again, fighting to your hardest content. Obviously taking out these creatures, avoiding their explosions, as their deadly gas can petrify you for life and eventually incinerate you into powder. As you guys find yourself making your rounds, getting closer towards, obviously, the waft and getting off this isle as quick as you can. As obviously battles are happening everywhere, as you finally got yourself in a bad situation, as one of the contraptions made by who knows explodes a fire kind of bolt towards you guys, exploding the very vicinity of the house around you, knocking down multiple players. As some of you guys see it that you are gonna be TPK'd. You guys found a will and way. Cyril using darkness, Miles obviously poking at some enemies from afar, trying to survive, as are Caspian making use of what he can, as everybody is completely out of everything, as even Agatar barely surviving with 1 hit point and still fighting and doing quite a bit of work. As rescues happen in the distance, you see obviously a knight that you know of, Dareth, and some obviously fishermen that are willing to help fight, as you had seen this big giant ogre, this half ogre eating rather a barrel of fish, coming forth with his club with more enemies at head of these draconic creatures, seeing fit to have your heads. As you eventually slayed them all, nearly dying as some of you guys had escaped, as Dareth stayed put with Solus, fighting the last few with a few aids from the sides of Foe, Miles, and Caspian. As you eventually made your way on the boat, you heard someone running towards you in the distance. Seeing fit, Solus decided to fly up and grab him and fly into the boat quickly enough, as you had seen a lieutenant that worked closely towards Cudgel itself, as he had information and acknowledgement that he had no idea if the other two were alive or not, but he was told to send a message to you guys as upon what has conspired and what happened. With that time in mind, Solus, you did obviously eventually show Dareth his armor, as he was clutching with sobs and needed a rather big hug, as he couldn't dare think of Declan being dead, hoping that she survived or somehow. As you guys eventually made it towards Calamand within a day's time, hitting the shores of Calamand, helping the refugees, obviously doing what you can by pulling in boats or helping people or stopping child behaviors in the campsite. As eventually you came across Amir Raven and Dareth once again. As you heard, obviously, a pompous fool decided to reenact being the mayor of Vulgar, and obviously showcasing that he was the leader. As you realize quickly, this doofus, the son and his father, are obviously doing dumb things behind your back, quickly going towards Calamant and stopping this behavior as you arrive to Calamant, the great city. As we end our story there and continue forward.
Also, we want to give our moment of silence to Eugene, who fell in battle.
I don't know who the hell it is, but okay.
That was the NPC. Agatar just randomly.
Eugene. Alright, so it'll be Foe for next recap.
Oh my god. Away for next week, guys.
No, I'm gonna slap you.
Oh my god.
It's gonna pull a Cyril.
Emotional damage.
Alright, and then I'm gonna get the map. Boop.
Savage.
To Vogler? But we came back from there.
Yeah, it's got the Calaman at the top.
Come on.
I'll see? Calaman.
Alright.
It's like, wait, where do you see this? And it's just like,
Delete that shit, please. Thank you. Alright, so you guys make it towards inside the trade city. Where do you guys want to go? As you quickly see, obviously, Mayor Raven and Dareth heading towards the castle. But you guys
I'm
can
following
do
him
anything
right
else
too.
as well if you see fit.
I'll probably
Yeah.
wander.
I'm gonna slide the beers. I'm thirsty in need of a drink.
I'm following behind Mayor.
Alright, so who's doing what? So Solus is obviously the mayor. Agatar is thirsty, so he's going probably to the city market. Foe, where are you going?
The Mage Tower.
Alright, so there's no mage tower here. It's actually a pocket theory. You will actually... the mage tower's not actually in the city. I have to reread that. My apologies.
Oh, okay.
And then, obviously, Caspian. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna follow Solus and the mayor.
Alright.
Dude, we started out in the docks, right? Like right here.
No. You are outside.
Okay.
Like, they just brought up the shore. And they have camps and stuff. They're outside.
Oh, okay.
They're outside of the city.
Like here.
So the trade gate?
Yeah, it's like on the water river. They're like on the Riven Guard. That's where you guys traveled as they're outside having campments and stuff like that. Because they don't have like a allowance to come inside to build like stuff like that. Because they have no money. They have to obviously go through the castle first. The people who actually rule this place. They're not, oh, your city's destroyed? Oh yeah, come inside, totally. We don't know you.
Lamau got him.
Refugees have to stay outside for now until they can figure stuff out.
Refugees are outside pets.
There's too many people, too many mouse feet.
No.
I only have one mouse.
One mouth indeed. Alright, we're gonna start with the people in Calaman Castle. Alright. So, obviously, as you guys begin to arrive at Calaman Castle, you do obviously see Dareth arrive at the castle with you. As even in opposing castle of Calaman didn't stand atop the 100-foot cliff, it would still tower over every structure in the city. The path is rise up to the cliffside and overlooking a gigantic statue matching those that line the city walls. At the end of the path, the gods stand and open the gate. As you do see, obviously, stating business, as you see some representatives, of Vulgar, of the people, as you do see, obviously, Lord Barracus, at the city council, seeing fit. As you see, making your way towards the council chambers, you do see, as you cross the castle of Calaman, paved courtyards, a familiar figure intercepts you, and an arrogant smile as you see Barracus the Younger looking at you. My father has matters well in hand. We'll be sure to send for you and the rest of the fish folk once we're determined on what's best for them.
Is the mayor continuing to move, or?
She is, but you do see the Younger halting you.
Is she like still going forward, or did she stop?
She just looks at him with disgust.
Yeah, I'm basically if he's in between us, I'm making that space, so the mayor can actually go through. So, but if it's either pushing him
It's
away
not
or
pushing.
just like,
He's just kind of in your way. You can obviously say something to him if you want. You can either
No,
intimidate
I'm
him
not.
or you're just gonna push him. How dare you push me! as you see guards there. Huh. Disgusting foul pig! Huh. My father will hear of this. As you do eventually arrive at the council chambers, you see guards escorting you eventually. As you hear in the distance, as you see as well, 8 serious-looking people sitting around a broad table in the middle of a spacious hall. At the table's end, a tall man, plated blonde hair, obviously a velvet vest of blue and gold, it stands and greets you. Welcome, guests. I am the Governor Kolfat Mayat. Your leader, as well, briefed us upon the situation of Volga. His bold defenses and eagerness to strike back against the invaders. As Mayat says, he nods to the near man nearby him, as Lord Baccharis is here, who glares in your intrusion. Tell us, the governor continues, are your people still prepared for battle? As he looks, as Lord Baccharis is there, and Governor Miad is there. And
I just look at the mayor. He's just like, you want me to handle this? Or
as you see, obviously, clear in the government's word, obviously, Lord Barca's expressions, trying to advance his own agenda, as obviously he's trying to push forth, as he is taking arms to retake his home, as his mansion's there, and he's seeming fit. As you can see, Raven is obviously not too appeased by what the hell he's done. You guys can pitch in if you see fit.
If she like pitches in, most likely I would come in. It's just like, oh, you're due, Grace. But unfortunately, you did have miscommunications with that. You see, we did see this noble bravely defend his boat by entering his boat and solemnly defending it from inside his quarters with a brave drink, as he was drinking this from afar, as me, the mayor, and a couple of our adventurers here managed to successfully defend this and almost died from a cannon that your brave leader right here, as you can point out, was bravely defending from his boat that, as you say, doesn't have any cannons, it did not have any passengers,
as you hear Lord
no
Bacchus,
civilians.
silence! You don't know nothing! You're just a commoner!
Yes, a commoner that actually saved lives and did not bravely go out to the front lines, defended out, scouted out many people, and as well as figured out that the plan that they were going to be invaded soon.
Is this true, Marcus? No, it's not true. I've done my fair share. My son is going to be a noble knight one day. But, as you can see, Lord Raven, as she just intimidates. Right. As she looks upon the situation, as they are, you can see Governor Mayat is kind of rather confused at the situation, as he eventually realizes the current news of Volker. Obviously, you situating the kind of dynamics, what has happened. As he frowns a little bit. This is dire news. My heart goes out to your friends and family. But I hope you can understand our resentments welcome all throughout the city's gates, and they aren't normal times. Marshal, as he looks towards the governor, gesturing a stern woman wearing armor embellished with blue and gold colors of Kalaman. She nods and begins, I am Marshal Vendry, commander of the Kalaman military forces. And I am afraid your situation is far from unique. She looks directly at the new people, including yourself. As Marshal Vendry kind of goes on explaining about Volgar isn't the only community in the region that faces perils. She explains in detail. Small villages and farms to the south and east of Kalaman have been burned in recent weeks. Volga is the largest community to be attacked, but only with many survivors. Not many for us, it seems. We've experienced patrols of armored Kalaman soldiers have been cut down in some cases. Mysterious claw-like gaseous in the armor. As you can see, Lord Baccharis obviously begins to obviously explain the recent information that he had foreseen, but his acknowledgement is very few compared to what you guys can obviously add in. And what about you, as she talks to you? What have you seen in the Volga? Have you seen the same?
Oh no, wait. So this noble, I'm not gonna dare speak his name because in reality he's not even worth mentioning that much. But he's only given you this much detail. Like I said, he's not been in there. We've seen more of along the lines. We know their species, right? Out of character.
Draconians.
Yeah, draconians. I just want to see. Otherwise, that most likely just. We know these things as draconians. They have their own abilities. As if they died, they would either pop in gas or in liquid form of some things. First one is petrification. It turns people to stone, and they unfortunately no longer are with us. We've seen our fair share in our party. And the second one, it spews out acid. But yes, they use their claws as their main course of damage if they don't have anything reliable. They also have been able to hire some people in front of Ogre to betray our own kind.
Do you know who they're working for? The Draconians.
They said to their queen, a dragon queen, I guess.
Dragon Queen. As you can tell, she has no acknowledgement of the Draconians, the Dragon Queen, or the Dragon Army. As the Dragon Queen has obviously been long gone, thousands of years from existence due to the god wars. But she's obviously heard of the Dragon armies, but she's never experienced it. But now hearing obviously word that it's happening over the countless weeks of their farms being burned, and obviously their knights being slaughtered without any hesitation on this. As she obviously looks towards you, Marshal Vendry. She kind of is eager to hear more about, as you obviously explained a little bit more about the evidence and such like that, and what they can do and what are capable. As you do see, the council obviously still stays, as Lord Baccharis still stays here in the council to discuss, as Dareth obviously steps outside to discuss what he's learned to, obviously, Vendry. As you do see, obviously, Dareth himself outside the halls of the council chamber, as obviously Mayor Raven stays fit to explain as well as much as she can towards this. As obviously, they don't ask Lord Baccharis to leave, since he still has valuable information, even if he's a liar. At this point, there's no, obviously, say or do's or buts, as all valid information is important at this point. As you can see, obviously, the frustration of Marshal Vendry interrupting Lord Baccharis in the distance, obviously, in the chambers, obviously. As you can tell, this council decision lasts for an hour and a half. So you guys are listening in and behind closed doors at the time being. At the meantime, we'll move on to the rest of the party, as we'll move towards Agitar, going towards the Market City, looking for some booze, maybe some women. There's plenty here to be had. What are you looking for, Agitar?
First thing he's going to look for is the nearest tavern so he can find that food.
There's plenty of different kinds of taverns. Whatever you see fit, you can obviously plunder.
Right. He's going to go to a.
Do you want a lower class, a middle class, or an upper class? How much money do you want to spend?
We're going to the lower class. Yep, we're going to the lowest. So, going to the wall.
Right, you find the Blue Eye. Obviously, the tavern Tales. The Blue Eye's owner by a divorced man and his brother, both who is a member of a race, obviously, of humans, as they have a fear of spiders. Seeing fit, they do not accept anybody with any spider-less costumes or anything related to them, as you are banned from them. As they're known for their, obviously, food and their interesting beverage list.
Now this is my kind of place.
as he kind of pushes open the door, kind of strodes in. With his figure, he hopes to make some type of positive impression, or at the very least, imposing impression on the rest of the tavern patrons.
As you can see quickly enough, the bartender himself, an owner of the Blue Eye, tends the bar, enjoys doing a job himself. He's in rather disposition and generally described as fallible, as he's incredibly ugly with light skin, brown hair, and short, spiky style of hair, as he obviously has a physicality of a willow. Oh, welcome, great soldier!
Oh, thank you. It's my time I get some respect right here.
And he plops down onto the bar stool.
Give me some ale.
Well, we have all sorts, of course. What kind of ale? We do have a chalk porter, a rather a depressed net ale, a charging sprite, or a house ale. Usually those are all regular.
Well, if I'm gonna be honest,
And he kind of gets closer to the bar counter and he kind of tries to whisper, but, he doesn't really whisper.
Purpose instead.
I'm got a couple of bottles nearby. I might need some courage,
A house ale it is, then.
Right.
Yeah,
All right.
he starts pouring you a nice tankard full of it. A pint for it is 6 copper each. Kind of hefty around here, these parts. As it's to you, it's a refreshing ale with a sweet finish.
Good. Is there some food I can pair with this?
Well, would you like to try one of our starters? Maybe a soup and salads, or maybe an entree?
What is it salad? Give me the chef's choice.
The chef's choice today is the blackened chicken, served with mashed potatoes, for only 4 copper pieces.
That sounds delicious.
Let's see, offers you it'll be 20 minutes. Have a seat wherever you see fit. And if you require more ale, obviously, waiters can obviously ascertain your stay.
All right.
And he gives a quick survey around the room while he's drinking.
You can see there's quite a bit of people here. A couple parties, couple guards, some like family together. You can obviously see some individuals on their own, obviously counting their coins.
Quite the lively. Has any of the townspeople from Vulgar went into?
No, they're all inside currently.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna chill out and wait for my food.
All right.
I'm gonna get nice and full before I go out and try to get some.
Get some
nice old. You know
no
what?
one wants to hear that. That's fade to black.
You guys wanna? Yeah.
All right. So we move to Cyril and Foe. As you guys begin to make your way, you do see obviously some of your friends departing towards the castle of Calaman, and some of them, one of the bigger individuals, heading towards the city as he was hungry for ale and food. As you guys go towards Wayhan's apothecary, as there is no actual mage tower here, but there is a wizard of high sorcery here. So maybe some information might obviously deem a better situation for your future trials at hand.
So we're at the apothecary, or we're just making...
Well, I'm asking if Cyril wanted to go there or not. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I think Cyril would probably head that way.
Alright, so you eventually easily find the apothecary. You can see the fog windows obscured and many of the sections of charms. You can see rather trappings for sale of different kinds of sorts. You do see eventually Wayland's apothecary smells of licorice and pepper, as the modest shop has a few meager tables displayed with good luck charms, old animal bones, vials of advocating various remedies. As rear of the shop, a human woman with raven hair, a dark dress with feathered wing-like sleeves stands behind the counter, heaped with open books. She looks up from reading her distinct interests and then goes back to her book. Let's see if I can get a photo of her.
Oh.
Yes, what do you need? Are you interested in the charm of buys?
Well, my friend here and I are initiates.
Oh.
Yes.
Do you have your
and
scrolls
we-
with you? She
yes.
looks at the book still.
That's the
Did you
stuff
open
that
your
I-
scrolls or didn't open them? That's the real question.
Did we?
It's up to you.
I mean, probably. I thought
Yeah, I
that
think I would have.
I don't think there's a reason not to, right?
It depends.
I
That's up to you.
feel like Cyril's nosy enough that he would have opened it anyways, probably. But
I mean, did they tell us? I can't remember if they told us to open it or not.
They didn't specify. You just got a scroll.
Well, I mean, if we just got a scroll, I would have opened it.
All right.
yeah,
Yes, I've got the scroll here.
She looks at you and as she sees the open scrolls. So you do already know about the test that I'm doing. So I have some questions for you, actually. Why do you think you are worthy of using magic?
Why? Well, I mean, any that go through trials to learn magic should be worthy to use it, no? I mean, it's not... My race does possess some innate talents, but at the end of the day, I'm no innate casting sorcerer or a warlock that's given away their soul. I have learned through study and picking up some tricks along the way.
Do you not know magic is forbidden without a trial by the mages of high sorcery? You know you could be forfeited of all your magic or killed on the spot if the wizards had seen fit.
Well, I mean, if I'm not allowed to use magic, I might as well be dead.
And yourself, individual, as he looks directly,
Oh.
she looks directly at you, Cyril. Are you worthy using magic?
if I'm being entirely honest, I'm not able to answer that in a straightforward way. I believe that I have given up a lot of my life to have access to magic and to learn it. And I've been through a lot to get to this point in my life where I'm standing right here. But not all of it was fun or good. So whether or not I believe I am worthy, I guess I'm about to find out. Sorry, I don't have a more straightforward answer than that.
Right. And do you serve your magic, or does your magic serve you?
My magic, I suppose it's a bit of a back and forth. It serves me when I need it to, but I can't just completely bend it to my will yet. So my hope is that through practice and learning and training and guidance, maybe at some point it'll serve me more than I serve it.
How about you?
I don't think anyone can ever really bend magic to one's will. It's sort of like an open, blazing fire. You can throw water at it, perhaps, to help control the spread, but ultimately it's a force of nature. And, well, anyone that tries to truly tame nature usually finds themselves buried before it. All I can do is wield it and hope that I don't blast my own hand off.
How do you change? How will you change the world with your magic?
Well, we've just escaped from Vogler, fighting the Draconians on the front line. Both of us are using magic to achieve our goals. If we continue to fight, eventually we're going to, well, we're going to need to keep using magic over and over again to succeed. If we keep fighting for Vogler or ourselves or whatever else, that enough is going to bring change.
And yourself? How will the change of the world? How will you change the world with magic? With your magic, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I think my companion there, Foe, summed it up nicely. But also, there's the more literal sense, I guess. You're literally changing the world every time you cast magic, manipulating physical properties, magical properties, perceptive, like people's perceptions. But that's kind of the cop out. I would say that overall, my hope is that my magic, at the very least, changes my world, and it already has. There's so much I've done and accomplished that I would not have done without my magic. So I would say for me, it's already sort of changed my world, but on a more grand scale, I just kind of have to wait to find out.
All right. And if you were to lose your magic, what would you do?
Well, I use magic to augment what is already there. At the end of the day, I can still wield a blade and use a bow. It'll, well, cripple my fighting prowess, but it's, and I mean, perhaps I might lose a bit of my identity as a gnome. You know, we of the forest are magic. We can speak with those that roam around and use a little bit otherwise. So if I lose my magic, I feel like I'll lose a part of myself, but perhaps I still had the strength to go on after. Can't really say without, well, experiencing it, I guess.
And yourself?
Yeah, if I'm being brutally honest, magic is kind of deeply connected to my existence, so I think should I lose my magic, I would probably be dead, but if there were a way to separate the two, I would likely probably that puts me in a bad headspace, but I'd definitely be lost. I spent a lot of time trying to get what I have and learn what I have, and while I think I'd be fine, I'd like to think I'd be fine. I think mentally and emotionally, I'd probably be a mess. But I'd get through it. I seem to always do, so.
Right. The trials at hand is going to be far difficult than the seeming trials you've done before. This will test your magic, your mental state, and your willpower to move on. If you fail this test, you fail as a wizard, and you fail yourself as a whole. There's much riding on this, indeed. But if you do succeed with shining colors, you'll be a stronger wizard than you will ever be before. And you'll have purpose and reason. I will recommend you to the Order of the Mages of High Sorcery. Obviously, by your scrolls. as I will keep that confidential until the test is ended, as well as I will give you a contract with the fellow mages of high sorcery in a petition for rather inclusion of an organization. And that will be included as well after your trial is at hand finished. I will also promise a contract with you, with the mages leaders of the Tower of High Sorcery in Wayrith, far from here, miles across the sea. As well as, I do agree to aid you, of course, transporting you there to undertake the mission of the Test of High Sorcery. If you do fail the mission, they will teleport you back here, upon Calamand. Wayland's... well, tests are not too easy. Wayrith's tests are not too easy. But I will give you time to think about it. You may join friends if you see fit to take your tests. But remember this, your tests will be separate from each other. You will not be taking the test together. If you see foredeemed to take the test alone, then you might stand a chance. But if you see fit for friends to join you, it may be difficult and harder. And there is always a chance of death, or your magic be stolen from you forever. She writes it on your papers and hands it back towards you.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about Cyril here, but I have already made up my mind to complete this test.
And you are doing it alone, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Wise.
I've decided that if I'm to become, well, a great wielder of magic, then I cannot fear what path lies before me. I'll never improve if I don't seek improvement, and this is the road that I see as being my next step. If I die, then that's the level that I was as a sorcerer, and clearly not worthy of time. If I succeed, then I'll forge my name in history.
There have been hundreds of wizards before your time that have died, but there have been hundreds that have thrived and made a legacy for themselves. This test alone is not going to be easy. You will have to go through many trials and take many gambles along these tests. I cannot tell you what they are all about, but you will foresee yourself upon this place, far from home and far from land, and you will have to endure if you wish to succeed. Use your brain and mind. It is not always about battle or sorcery or magic. You might have to use other aspects of what you have within you. And she gives you a tip. What about you, Cyril?
She gave me the whole tip.
I'm sort of wrestling with whether or not I commit seriously to these trials or not, but
The window is always open, but for cause of losing interest, one might lose its power gradually over time.
yeah. I think I've come this far, and it only makes sense to keep going, but I simply fear that the way this war is ramping up, that it'll be hard to balance both.
I mean, at the end of the day, we might just die if we don't get stronger.
Well,
If
and
we
that's
fight this war by being unprepared, then that's might what come of it.
yeah, that's kind of where my mind has been at. So
I mean, you saw what happened back in Vogler. I mean, we barely escaped with our lives, let alone in victory, if you could call it that. Obviously, the conditions were different to just exterminating the enemy force, but if we don't learn more powerful spells and, well, perhaps learn a lesson along the way, then what would we be?
no, you definitely you make a good point there. I believe I'm ready.
Right. As she begins to pour some wine. 2 glasses. Drink this. Once you drink it, you will be transported elsewhere. To come back, the mages will bring you back, but you will forfeit your trial and forfeit your magic.
I'll take the glass and like raise it in a toast, saying to your health and to mine, and then I'll drink it.
As you hear the glass cup ding 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 as he's gone.
Did it like fall on the ground?
No, you got transported.
Yeah, no, the glass.
Oh yeah, it fell, but it's made of metal.
Okay.
It's like a goblet, you know, kind of thing.
Imagine needing a new glass every single time.
she's like, fuck, they better reimburse me.
I got a closet of bones.
tax deductible.
Yeah. Cyril kind of picks up the glass and then shrugs and silently takes a sip.
Alright, as you disappear. Alright, so I'll show you where you're on the map actually, on the big poster map. You are literally, oops, that's the far one, that's the map, wrong thing, oops, oh whatever. That just explains how to play the game, and I don't know how to move it because it's not letting me. God damn, this game is so stupid. Right, anyways. So you are all the way out here.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you're on a whole different continent.
Oh my.
Yeah, you're on your own.
Is that what it's called?
It's Wasteland's Forest. And there's your tower. You zoom in really quickly.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, you're on your own.
Ooh, yeah, baby.
If you fail, you die.
Ooh, you're in my homeland.
Yeah.
Got that backup character.
Yeah.
Well, this is cozy, I'm assuming.
As you find yourself in a Waywith Forest, you do see, obviously, mages there awaiting you. You can see 3 of the color mages, white, red, and obviously black. As you do see them looking forth. Come with us. Prepare a mission at hand. As they begin to walk through the woods. Alright, so I'll explain a little bit about the high sorcery thing. There's going to be some rules here for sure. Since you're doing this by yourself, I'm going to do this step by step between the 2 of you. So you're gonna hear the same thing, the same dialogue twice. Obviously once, but you'll be hearing the same thing. But you'll have your own choices. You don't have to copy each other's choices. Just easier instead of having it separated. There are obviously, since you're not helping each other out, since you can't, with high sorcery, magic, you got to do it by yourself if you're doing it by yourself. 2 mages can't do the same test twice. But if you had friends along the way, you can invite them, but the problem is it makes the test very hard. So you have 5 destiny points, and these destiny points are very important because you don't want to use all the points. You only use them if you need them in dire need. If you have 0 destiny points, that means you like kind of basically struggle to finish the test. So these destiny points are very helpful. Obviously, they help you escape dangers from a lot of things. So you get 5 of them, and for the entire test, they don't reset or don't refresh or anything like that. So basically, the destiny points, when you fail an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, you automatically succeed if you use a point. When you hit an attack or treat it as a critical hit, the roll of the attacker dice damages. Sorry, the roll of the attacker damage dice is twice and adds them together, then adds the relevant modifiers as normal. So you can actually make a crit right away if you wanted to use it. I want a crit. Boom. Use a destiny point. If when you are reduced to 0 hit points, you immediately come back with 3d6 hit points. So you can come back if you're struggling and you
dang.
Destiny point right away. But if you run out of all your destiny points, it showcases you are not ready for being a wizard. Ideally, these are just to help you, but you do get rewards. So ideally, you can use them all, and you don't fail the test, but you get less rewards. So if you keep all 5 destiny points, you get fucking rewards. You get mad upgrades. But
Just
Get mad upgrades,
Keeps
yo.
all 5, even though I'm dead.
Yeah,
Even though I'm dead, I can still get loot.
Loot. Yes. So basically, this is going to test a lot of you. It is really going to test the over reflection of your tests of high sorcery. So there are going to be trials of your backstory, your history, etc., and things you'll have to endure. Of course, you can take short rests, long rests when it sees fit in the time of the test. You can take advantage of it, but of course, some tests won't allow you to do it. So you'll have to decide when it's right and when it's not right. So
I'm just imagining, sorry, that like Cyril and I, we said, oh, we're gonna go find mages, and then we
And now we're gone.
just vanished.
yeah,
And
the
they're like,
players,
"Oh, well."
the rest of the characters, like, where the fuck is our wizards? Why do we have to
And
fight
then,
the war by them?
And then we come back and we're just like
Super
decked
Saiyan.
out. We're like Gandalf the fucking White. But I digress.
If you come back.
Yeah, if.
When we come back, I've got
If.
the power.
If is good.
All right, as you
Well,
guys find yourself in. Okay, so we're gonna start this off. We're not gonna do it all because I'm gonna switch between the things. But you are in separate forests. You're not together anymore. You find yourself in. I'm gonna actually set this theme. Actually, I'm gonna get this cozy music gone. Goodbye. Going into scary music now. Alright, so you stand before Wayward Forest, an ancient forest that holds the Tower of Wayward within it. A blackened, withered branch intertwines, creating a dense skeletal canopy. A block of all lights from the moons of Solaris Lutera and above. Out of the corner of your eyes, you swear you've seen movement between the dead and hollowed trunks. Occupied by red eyes that glow in the darkness, a thick fog curls around your feet, crawling your body and slipping into your mouth, leaving a taste of death. Everything about the forest is rather cautious as you find dangers within. Every inch of your body distinctly seizes in hesitation, but to get to your test of high sorcery, you must continue your journey forward. When you step into the forest is once near impenetrable by the wall of dead. The trees transform before your eyes when you enter, embraced. A previous decay of branches bloom with invigorated life, forming familiar leaves and flowers that remind you of the journey's past. The forest's floors are damp, covered in fallen petals, lit by clear moonlight from the skies above. As you look behind, you see the forest has closed itself off, its trees moving to block the trail from where you came, and only the path lies ahead. This entire thing is all theater of the mind, by the way. There's no maps.
Okay.
You walk along the way of for hours, accompanied only by sound of your footsteps, rustling trees as you approach the bend. You hear groans of whispers fill the air, brushing past your face and ears. When you search for the source of the eerie sound, your attention draws to a ghostly hand that extends from the shadow off to the path. A skeletal finger curls and beckons you forward. What do you do?
Go forward.
Yeah, Cyril would also walk forward.
So you go forward to the ghostly hand? Or do you ignore it?
So is it like in the way? Or...
Correct. But you can
Yeah.
pass by it if you see fit.
Oh, like kind of pretend it's not there.
Yeah,
and
you have choices.
That's it.
You guys don't have to do the same thing, but you are in different spots.
Yeah.
So you both go forward?
Yeah, Cyril would.
As you approach the hand, you see the arm it's attached to simply slips into darkness, leaving you to imagine what the rest of the body looks like. A disembodied voice floats from the shadows, raspy and rattling as its hand takes yours in the chilling grasp. Another youngling, brought here by the lure of the tower. Tell me as you march forward towards death, what haunts you by most? So he asks you, what haunts you the most? As you have choices now.
Cyril, without hesitation, kind of goes, the massacre of my entire clan.
My failure in the past. My not being able to complete the trials. Having to become a different person. Am I really the same as what I once was? Or am I doomed to fail once again, and again and again and again until I die? Or succeed?
Alright, you guys go into different sections. We'll start with Cyril. From within the depths of the shadows, a face appears, bearing a striking resemblance to a dead loved one. A terrible comforting all at once. Their lips and ghostly figures speak once more. Magic bears, a wondrous power. Even bring back the dead if so desired. But be warned, such desires can be warped, and so too magic purpose be twisted. As the ghostly hand face vanishes and leaving you alone in the darkness.
Cyril's gonna kind of examine the darkness. Is there any clear way through, or is it kind of just this
As shaking off the chill of the dead, you continue walking down the trail. The trees begin to part, unfurling and revealing a clearing bathe of moonlight. A group of small fairies clothed in splashing glitter and dew. Bright flowers dancing in a rather myriad feet stomping along the edges. A strange symbol carved on this ground. The very creatures join in their voice in song and child like rhythm and floating through the air. For hope, mages enter the woods. 3 get scared by ghosts. 2 enter foreboding towers. And 1 dies within vain hope. The fairies all giggle as you do see the cackling in their heads turn in rather emotion when they notice you stand there. As you hear, here comes a hopeful mage, one of the fairies titters. How long do you think you'll last? Asks another. Poor things going to their death and doom, the third chimes. If they're smart, they'll turn around, the fourth declares. But they could survive. They eat this, the fifth says, as it waves their hands and reveals a piece of fluffy white bread, fresh and sweet. As you see them stop dancing, the symbols on the ground flicker with the glowing light. You feel a powerful hum of arcane energy emanating from it. What do you do?
Cyril kind of examines the fairies. Is it possible to kind of gauge whether or not they're trying to trick me with this loaf of bread?
Hard to say. It's a test after all. So there's 2 things you can do. You can either approach the fairies offering or approach the symbol.
Cyril's gonna approach the fairies offering kind of hesitantly.
Alright. We'll end her there as we'll head back towards our individual foe as he had chose his path. As the ghost hands turns you upwards, a finger trailing down unseen lines across your palm, as if it's mapping the course of your past and future. To live is to run along the wheel of destiny. As just a fortune turns, the wheel treads upon the road. What you run from in the past, you will find in the future, as the ghostly hand vanishes, leaving you alone in the darkness as you return to the path.
Ominous as ever. I must be in the right place. I'll continue forwards.
You hear the same thing as I had mentioned off before, is you do see the fairies once again, as I will repeat the sayings once again. Here comes a hopeful mage. One fairy titters. How long do you think they'll last? Another asks. The poor thing is going to the death and doom with the chimes. If they're smart, they'll turn around, the fourth declares. But if they survive, they will eat this, the fifth says, waving a hand revealing a piece of fluffy white bread, fresh and sweet. When they stop dancing, the symbol on the ground flickers with a glowing light. You feel a powerful hum of arcane energy emanate from it. Do you approach the offering, or do you go to the symbol?
I'll go to the symbol. I'm sorry, good fairies, but if I'm to complete this, it's going to be alone.
As you ignore the fairies, they turn their taunting song at you, walking towards the symbol carved on the ground. The sigil circle that frames 5 whitening lines that intersect the marking of an ancient ruin. As the fairies dance in their footsteps, Mars and desecrate. Their carving of the symbol pulses with dark red energy with each motion. I'd like you to roll an intelligence, either Arcana or Religion check.
Maybe let's go. 18.
You recognize the symbol as a sign of power belonging to Takisis, the Queen of Darkness, the goddess of evil dragons dominating the wild. A dance of fairies is not just frivolous, whimsical, as the dance of the Fae magic that weakens the unholy power of the symbol, leeching away Takisis' mark on this region of Weymouth Forest. As you're about to walk away from the symbol, you hear a whisper, a soft velvet, "Please, adventurer!" As you stop, you can see these trembling creatures from destroying me. "I promise I will reward you richly!" As do you let the fairies continue dancing, or do you try to stop them?
I'm sorry, witch, but your power holds no course over me. If I'm to succeed, it will be with my blade and what lies within. And then I'll walk away and nod to the fairies.
Okay. We'll move back towards, obviously, Cyril. You chose the bread, I'm assuming, right? The offering.
Yeah, he's sort of approached it. So, you said if I am to survive, I will eat this?
As the fairies resume their singing and dancing around you, the symbol, now circling in a dizzy speed, the fairies fly, the fairies with the bread flies up towards you, the bread extended in their hand. "Come now, sweet one, eat up." The stuffy-headed mage won't let you take our gift into your test, so have to eat now if you want our help. There's a surprise of strength and grip. As she presses morsels of food into her hand, her smile wides as eyes sparkling with expectation. Do you eat the bread, or do you try to secret the bread away?
Cyril will probably try and stash the bread away.
All right.
Eat it.
As you attempt to fake eating the bread and trying to silently, obviously, put it in your bag, roll me a sleight of hand.
Oh no.
Oh no, not like this.
This is gonna be bad.
You guys
Alright,
like...
you've got the...
Butterfingers for the nice bread.
As the fairy quickly grabs the bread, one's cheerfully expression grows cold even as a smile remains. "Come on, sweet one, eat up." As you see a flurry of motions, you're besieged by the group of fairies, tiny fingers forcing your mouth open and shoving pieces of bread down your throat, choking you as the bread is dissolved into a sweet nothingness, and the warm tinglings of sensation washes through every inch of you. The fairies all jeer and giggle in malice before disappearing into the blink of eye. Before you stand imposing gold and silver gates, the Tower of Waithorn looms above your head, noting the Fae has done their job. It was gruesome as hell, huh?
Cyril's just kind of stunned. Oh well, so much for wasn't fairies.
So continue onwards with you. Polished silver gates arches with gold above you. The gate metal twisting in ornate patterns to reflect the internal moonlight. You can see the courtyard is dust and stone. Throughout the bars, overgrown weeds creeping through the cracks and crevices. There is no one in sight, yet you feel someone is watching you in every moment. Just before you place your hand on the gates, they swing open, allowing you to step into the courtyard beyond. You take a breath of steel yourself beneath the shadow of the Tower of High Sorcery. You know this, your last step before it's too late to turn back. When you take the first step beyond the gates, 4 connected mage towers rise into the sky. The walls around the tower form an equilibrium triangle decorated in depictions of Prince moons in different phases. The tower themselves are crafted from black stone etched into the glowing stains of glass and arcane ruins. The tallest tower leans precariously, looking as through they could topple it over at any moment. Between the Tower of Wavelength awaits a dusty, unspeculatory-looking courtyard when you proceed into the courtyard.
Cyril just kind of takes a deep breath. Alright, here goes. And he'll start walking towards the courtyard.
Alright, we'll move back towards our other individual. Alright. As you stand back and let the fairies continue their wild dance, a crimson light of strange symbol glows, it fades until it becomes a dark silence. The fairies then stop dancing, giggle to each other, as if they share a secret joke you aren't part of. I hope you remember that we won't be helping you again, as one of the fairies declares between fits of merry laughter. In the blink of an eye, clearing the vanish along with the fairies' mysterious symbol. Before you stand imposing, a gold silver gate, the tower away with above your head. As you read the same thing beforehand, as you make it across the tower. As we'll end it here, as we'll continue onwards with the rest of our party. I hope you enjoyed that. It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, I was definitely nervous the entire time.
Oh yeah. Like, even more than usual.
As every test means something at the end of the test, so I'm having check marks for everything.
Scary.
Scary indeed. Alright, scary music on. Back to normal music.
Oh, I was so like entranced. I was like, oh man, they're like choosing different paths and shit. One's not eating the bread. One forcefully had to eat the bread. Oh man, what if you guys become like 2 totally different kind of mages? Oh, it's gonna be so cool.
One's evil, one's fucking good.
I mean, I resisted. I'm a good
This is
boy.
gonna-
It's not like a bad thing being faithful to an evil, the evil one. It just has different approaches that you can obviously unlock than the good one can. Anyways, so we head back towards obviously Calaman's castle. As after an hour and a half, obviously them bickering and talking in the situations of forgoing. Sorry, I have to find where I was again.
You're good.
Alright, so the chambered stores open after the hour and a half. The most of the council members fly past you without a glance. Marshal Vendry beckons you to the door while she's inside. Governor Mayata and Lord Baccharis is being seated. As you enter in, you can see a decisive tone across Governor Mayata is saying, "The citizens of Kalaman are prepared to offer you shelter in our neighboring outskirts of our city walls, protection of our soldiers, while we can spare food in our tables." He folds his hands and obviously fixates his eyes. "There's a condition, though," as he does point out. Galaman's leaders and concerns about the threat opposing the enemy that attacked Volga. The city is woefully little information about this foe, and its scouts have sent learning to more, all have disappeared. However, you will face a foe and save the entire village from its attack. Interesting indeed. In return, if you can protect Kalaman and obviously the people of Volga, we will obviously see fit to have a rather special operatives made, as he sees fit towards Dareth and obviously Marshal Vendry working together to make a special military force of Kalaman military, as they're rather intrigued of obviously what you have done in Volga. As obviously he provides a little bit more information, as he... Who of you swear your allegiance towards Kalaman military? Come forth. So you can actually join the military of the Kalaman if you see fit. If not, you lose out on all the cool benefits.
You can be friends with benefits, guys.
Ooh, god damn it.
I'll be joining.
As Dareth's already a part of it, so he's automatically in. Obviously, Agentar's not here, missing this out. So he doesn't get anything.
I mean, he's part
He's
of the
enjoying himself,
special-
okay? He's got a special...
special military force of
Well, I don't think he would join anyway, honestly. I don't think his character concept. But anyways, Caspian, is that against your rights? Or you don't feel interested enough to? But you still want to help, but you don't want to be part of the military.
Yeah, I'm not gonna join the military. I can't devote myself to just one nation. I gotta save everybody.
Alright, as obviously Solus has obviously swears himself allegiance towards Kalaman's military, obviously to protect the threat over the region. As a sworn protector, you become esquires of Kalaman. You are paid 5 gold pieces per week.
hell yeah.
As sworn protectors, you do obviously get companions will receive free lodgings at Castle Kalaman for free. So only one person needed to join. So your obvious Solus can give you free lodgings at the castle.
I was the sacrifice.
And he also gets paid 5 gold per week, so he gets 5 gold right now. Ching.
Making that fat dough.
Yeah, Mad Dough, yeah. And then you're also given a palm-sized emblem with the blue and gold symbol of Kalaman. Etched with its faces, the symbol is a special rank, which is akin to a kind of a lieutenancy, higher than soldiers, because you've done so well. So you're kind of like a lieutenancy of a higher rank, but this is a special rank because there is going to be a special military being designed between Dareth as well as Marshal Vendry and yourself will be a part of that special force. So you have a higher rank than soldiers, but lower rank than commanders. Commanders are still higher than you.
I went from a private to a private first class.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother. You're doing the Lord's work. You're doing the forgotten God's work, brother.
Go find
Yeah.
those dummy bastards. We'll
all
watch from
about
over
free
here
food.
while you do
The first
it.
thing, as Han, as Governor Myers has spoken forth between Dareth and you, I would request that the people of Volga provided food and supplies between you individuals, as Marshal Vendry will dispatch guards to help the refugees relocate to lodgings outside of the trade gates. As it kind of explains itself. As the Kalaman leaders conclude for now, as Marshal Vendry and Dareth and yourself begin to showcase you around, obviously, the castle of Kalaman, the second floor, showing fit upon their duties and familiarizing yourself with the city as you see fit. So, you guys leave and seeing fit that you have done well. So you can obviously report back to obviously Mayor Raven if you see fit, or you can do as you please until the time being until needed. As Darius says, I'm glad you're part of the military. As he kind of shoulder checks you, Solus. As it's good to have aid. It's good to still have fight. As he kind of looks around, he's like, "Where's your friends at? The weird one, the small one, and the robed one."
They're probably off to probably go to that tower. I have no idea whatever the rest of they're doing.
Well, we should go help and report back towards Mayor Raven and get the gist of it. As he heads up.
I'll be heading out with him.
Alright. What about you, Caspian?
I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm just looks kind of scornfully over at Solace, like, oh, birds leaving the nest. Where's? Where's Gorilla? I'm gonna go find him.
I don't want to lose another baby.
I still have my gorilla. It's fine. Yeah, and I'm gonna start heading off towards the market, just kind of popping in each tavern I come to, just seeing if I can find them.
All right, roll me investigation. You find him. He's the loudest person around.
Crowds forming outside the tavern. Like, oh, he's got to be there.
That's my penis! Oh!
Do I see Caspian?
You do.
Yeah, I'm gonna head up to the bar, grab 2 more ales,
Little one!
and walk over to the
6 copper
to the
each.
table.
Step up! Step up!
So you see him eating a black chicken with potatoes in his hands.
As he's licking his fingers.
You got to try this! Another one! Another helping!
As you can
Not for life.
you can tell that he's efficiently tipsy. Not all the way drunk, but he's getting there.
He's not white girl wasted just yet.
Not just yet, but he's almost there. As he turns to Caspian, and he kind of looks over his shoulder as he's eating.
Guess where we're going next? We're gonna get our dicks wet!
And he kind of slaps him on the back with his greasy blackened chicken fingers.
Ew.
Not like this.
This one's gonna have to be an 18 plus.
Not like this.
I'm sorry, guys, whoever is listening to this recording.
Oh, you guys are. No one else is. I don't think anybody cares about this, but anybody who had signed up now can hear this big oath with chicken fingers, and he wants his dick to be wet.
Yeah, I'd see that reason.
Alright. So you guys eat, plunder. I'm assuming you're not gonna, Caspian's not gonna indulge into the brothels.
No. No. You're on your own.
Not very cash money.
Yo, you have
Gotta go, man.
Not yet.
what's the question? Agatar is gonna ask the barkeep for direction for the brothel.
It depends which brothel you want. We have plenty here.
Oh, what?
Are you looking for a fine one or rather low class?
In my experience,
I will say, the low class, you might end up getting something that you regret.
anyone outside of my race really can't handle what I have.
And he kind of points to his half-orc kind of physique.
As
You
he
didn't
showcases one of the most popular individuals for the low class places is a halfling. She's really good with her her talents.
I hate that.
Well, I guess I'll be heading over there.
She's very expensive. I'm hoping you have the coin for her.
Of course.
As she charges 10 gold per hour.
Ooh.
Yeah, that lasts 2 seconds.
Probably,
How
yeah.
cheap is that?
That's a whole
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
familiar, boy.
That's expensive.
Agatar is going to
You can get
step
you
out
can
of-
get less that if you want a quick, like, simple stuff, not sex.
Quickie.
Quickie.
Well, I actually have something a little planned. Are you sure you're not coming with me?
Oh my god. I want a threesome.
No.
With the second most expensive.
Alright. Well, Agathar is gonna slowly stumble out of the bar after getting directions to where the brothel is. And as he's making his way, he's going to stop because he hears a very familiar voice of what he thinks it is Josepi. When it's really not him, but he's a little bit tipsy and he's having a little bit of a hallucination. He's getting dragged, he's getting pulled into a direction of this area, the apothecary.
Oh god.
What's happening? I tell you.
As he's going over there, slowly but surely.
What's happening?
As you
And he finally arrives.
see a woman there. Stop this rambling! Do you not know it's just the afternoon? And you're already drunk, disgusting pomace.
Oh,
What? As he finally clears his eyes and rubs his eyes a little bit, he stands for a second and realizes Giuseppe is dead and his reality sets back in. As he looks down and he looks around at the apothecary, are there like any flowers or any roots of like
she has
tea?
just charms and stuff for sale, or different kinds of potions, but everything's covered in glass, obviously from sticky hands. Be touching them, and she looks
Gotcha.
towards you rather. What the hell are you doing here, you disgusting drunk?
dude.
As he kind of looks at the things, he notices a couple of nice trinkets and potions that Giuseppe was interested in before.
Oh, sorry, I guess there are a couple things that I didn't know I needed. Well, what is this place?
It's an apothecary. It's not a booze place to drink.
Ugh. Alright. Well,
Did you just soil yourself right now?
well, maybe a little bit too. Oh, well, hold on.
and he kind of fumbles through his coins and tries to determine
Well, what's that there?
as he kind of notices a couple of potions that catches his eye.
It's too expensive for your blood, I'm assuming. Or a half-breed.
Oh, damn, bro.
I have you know that I have quite the money.
And he kind of fumbles through his coins, and as he's trying to prove that he is, knowledgeable about the things, he obviously isn't. He just kind of glances over at the things, kind of stuffs his coins back in his pocket.
She casts a suggestion spell. I think I need to leave and take a long nap.
What?
As
No.
you can make the save. It is gotta check what it is actually for.
Oh no.
You're gonna fail it automatically? Yeah, I don't care. It's up to you.
Yeah. I'm gonna fail.
I think it's like
Oh.
wisdom, probably. Yeah, it's wisdom.
Well, let's just do some checks anyway to get it out the way, right?
Might as well. It's a DC 16. You succeed.
Oh,
And right as he does
Damn.
that, Caspian finally catches up to him, and then he walks right around him to the lady.
Can you get this
And,
disgusting pig out of here? He's making a mess of my entire pocket there. Right.
He's gonna take the staff. He's gonna do shillelagh, slam it on the ground where a couple of sparks, and then just yell at both of them. Both of you need to calm down. You,
Do you not know who I am?
I don't care who you are.
You should care. You are a foreign creature. A druid. Disgusting. Should be out there in the
Oh my
forest.
god.
this bitch is off
Ow.
the chain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Agatar kind of steps up and makes a way of his chest and kind of tries to intimidate the lady.
We better keep it down on my friend.
I
Let's
am a
go.
wizard of the high sorcery. If you dare touch me once, you shall be smited upon the edges and in cells
Oh.
for the rest of your days.
Oh my
As you
god.
can see, she has black robes.
Oh shit.
Oh wait, is that the chick we were talking to?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the chick we were
Yeah.
talking.
She has an attitude.
fuck.
You'll get an attitude when you are part of the sorceries.
Oh fuck.
Great trade.
The Caspian and chuckles and says,
I don't know what the hell this lady's talking about. But
Great.
fuck.
She is lawful
We
evil,
don't need-
so she's got an attitude.
Oh, spoilers.
Let's go, Caspian. It's starting to stink of piss here. Oh wait, that's me.
Oi, oi.
That's fucking-
Yes. Let's go get you cleaned up. We're far better than this excuse for a woman is.
So she sees fit to P. Diddy the room as she has to clean the piss off the ground.
Oh my god.
Not like this team.
Oh, I don't know about this place. It's awfully bigger than the last one.
He's like drooling
As he-
over you. If you just picture him just like all over
Yep.
you.
Just like struggling to like pick him up by his
Big words.
you get under his shoulder to like drag him away, and I can't really like move him at all. God damn, I need to find.
I was
someone to
supposed to go to the Prophet and eat this beautiful pie, but I lost my way. I thought I saw nothing.
What did you think you saw?
I don't want it.
as
I
he
think-
continues.
I think I know what you mean. I think I know very well. Anyway, let's get you cleaned up. God, this is, I haven't had to deal with this in quite some time. Kind of miss it.
What's that?
The smell.
The smell? Oh, well, yeah, this place does suck, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I do miss home. Anyway,
Hey,
Alright, so you guys do your own thing as you travel. We'll head back towards Solace. Solace, you head towards, obviously, the trade gates and heading towards Volgar to meet up, obviously, with Raven as well as you're with Dareth, heading back alone as Caspian has departed you to potentially meet with a rather Agatar wherever he may lie. As you report back to Mayor Raven, as you obviously see gaining the city's support, and she obviously thanks you profusely at doing this. She wasn't eager to brainstorm ways to do so, but seeing fit, hearing Dareth, and obviously Solus yourself, upon agreement of the aid of Calaman's military, and you being a part of the military itself, seeing fit. As Raven says, the survivors of Volga, Mishalisha, intends to offer their assistance as well, as she obviously sees fit. And I would like you no longer to call me Mayor Raven, as we're no longer in Volga. The dragon's army's hands are all over it. You may call me just Raven. As you see around the vicinity, you don't see Lord Baccaras or his son return to the camp. Seeming fit, they're still currently within Calaman. As a couple hours later, several wagons conjoint of soldiers of Calaman reaching survivors of camps with foods and supplies, aids of most people in need, eventually assisting everyone to relocate in unoccupied groups of simple wooden buildings to the north of Calaman's trade district of gates, or trade gates. So they're inside the city. Survivors find dry and safe housings to pitch in, making everyone's lodgings more comfortable. And you also establish communal house cooks, as well as infirmaries for obviously the sick. Of course, for those that wish to help with people of sick, you can obviously roll medicine checks, or if you have any artisan tools that may support Vulgar's people, accommodating, more welcoming, finding bunks here for the evening, or you can either decide to stay in the Calaman Castle where comfort and there's more free space for you, and more space for the evacuees in the lodgings. So that's up to you, Solus, what you want to do.
I am definitely going to attend the sick.
Okay. You can roll some medicine checks. Or yeah, and you do well. As you obviously see fit to help people who have lost limbs, people who have ailments of sickness, colds, fever. You obviously help individuals with obviously just wounds itself. As your entire day is spent there until night, until you eventually decide you wish to stay with the people here or head towards the Calaman Castle for a nice rest. Or maybe find your friends. That's up to you.
Probably find my friends.
Alright, and we'll continue onwards with the test.
Oh boy.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Here we go again.
Okay.
Oh no, the music's back.
You hear the music stop, it's like, oh shit.
Huh.
Alright, we'll start with Cyril for this one. But it'll be the same for both of you, ideally. So your footsteps echo against the stone, leaving imprints in dust. Feeling of being watched intensifies. The sensation prickles up your back. You turn around quickly. Right before your eyes stand nervously a half-elf woman, with wringing her hands, a ratty apprentice's robes wraps around her rather mousy form. Hello! I'm sorry if I startled you. Her words trip over each other in quickness, her voice vibrating from anxiety. Well, I've been waiting here for a while to take my test, and I started to think I was the only one here, so I'm beginning to doubt if I was even in the right place. But then you showed up, so maybe your mage is here to take... She takes a deep breath, her voice lowers, rather in a whisper. The test of high sorcery? Yes? As before you can even answer, she looks up, down, her hands now coming to press to her cheeks in embarrassment. What am I thinking? But of course you're here for the test, otherwise you wouldn't have made it through Wayryn's forest. Letting out a sigh, she collects herself and sticks out her hand to you. I am Kyrian. It's nice to meet you. Another mage, hopefully here. It's been a pretty scary waiting here alone. I'm worried that I'm going to fail and die, or maybe, as she'll say the wrong things to the mages, I'll be kicked and me out, or maybe even supposed to be here in the first place. I'm trying to be a mage is all just a big mistake. As you see, Corinne sheepishly claps her hands over her mouth and goes silent for a moment before she slowly speaks throughout her cupped fingers. Sorry, I'm rambling a lot. When I'm nervous, I am just uncertain about what is waiting in the tower, you know? I'm anxious and just thinking about it. You have choices now. You can show your own comprehensions and your nervousness as well, or you can project yourself with confidence, seeing fit that you're going to easily pass this test, maybe.
I think Cyril's probably a little nervous, and it's probably showing. So he'll definitely seem nervous. He's gonna sort of ask her though. He's gonna be like, what exactly did you do to get here?
I did what you had to do, through the Wagon Forest. That's a rather dangerous route, indeed. But we're not supposed to speak of the test. They're supposed to be a secret, of course. I don't want to, well, do anything I'm not supposed to do. As you say that with confidence, with your obviously nervousness, you see a relief washing over Corinne's face as she smiles. It sometimes seems that everybody knows what they are doing, and it's kind of nice to hear. Well, someone like myself is uncertain too. Like I'm not alone. She takes your hand in hers, then looks over to the door for the tower. You'll be okay, right? We can go together. Do you accept that or no? She takes your hand.
Cyril's gonna look at her and kind of go, respectfully, I don't know what danger awaits us there, and the test is likely deeply personal, so I think it would be in our best interest to go at it alone. But know that I do hope the best for you. I hope we'll both see each other out on the other side. And he's gonna kind of like drop her hand.
Alright. As you make yourself towards the Tower of High Sorcery, as the wooden doors open, which opens as soon as you approach. As you begin to enter in. What about yourself, Foe?
I'll respond with confidence and just sort of like shake my head with like a smile, like, clearly you've some talent if you manage to be recommended and found your way here, but I've no time to waste on those with, well, no confidence in themselves. If you survive, perhaps your talent will shine through, but for the moment, I have no time to spare on you. You've my best of luck, but truly, in your heart of hearts, you know that luck can only get you so far. And then I'll walk off to the door.
You guys both see each other right here. So you're together again, but you eventually dissipate. But so you guys can obviously conversate.
Glad to see you've made it this far. I wouldn't expect anything less.
Lack of trying, anyways.
Yeah. Well, good luck.
Alright. Sure, we'll see each other on the other side. If we survive those lizards, perhaps this will just be a fond memory in comparison.
Yeah, I'm sure Agatar's waiting with a nice keg of ale.
Are you trying to entice me to fail on purpose or to succeed?
Cyril just kind of winks and then walks off.
Alright. As you do see, Karen scratches her back, her head disappointed that you seem more confident than her. Her expression changes, her eyes sparkle with new admiration. You really seem to know what you're doing. I'm only taking the test because magic is the only thing I'm okay at, and because my parents and grandparents were mages too. She looks at you eagerly, leaning in. Can you tell me before you go what gives you so much confidence? I mean, there has to be something more that motivates you, right?
Well, it's something that you should also learn. Self-worth. If magic is all you've ever been good at, then overthinking this is just going to spell your doom. Just hold your head high, believe in yourself, and carry on. That's all the advice I can give you, but just remember that you're here for a reason, right? You've got your own ambitions.
Okay. Alright, we'll move
Magic
to...
is... Oh, sorry.
No, okay, let's go ahead. Sorry.
Magic is... I mean, people can say that ambition is wrong, or evil, or anything like that, but it's an important part. If you just are confident with staying the exact same and not wanting to go forth, then you're not going to advance as a mage.
Alright, as
That's what motivates.
she smiles widely towards you, grasping your hand in hers warmly. You really seem like a nice person. When I watched you from the other side of the courtyard, and now I know you are the one, I think we all should try to help people when we can. Everyone deserves a little help sometimes, right? I mean, like, I think so anyhow. As you see the large wooden door, the tower creak open, inviting you to step inside. Kieran looks at you with rather a demeanor of bright. I think you are... As she ends, as you enter through.
Nope. Sorry, what was that? Oh, no, I'm gone. Well, this is awkward.
Alright, we'll go back to words. Cyril. As soon as you, and this is for both of you, as soon as you enter the Tower of High Sorcery, you're greeted by two mages wearing red robes. Their keen eyes are silent in their assessment of you. A group of others would-be mages assembles in the large entrance antechambers, some sitting in quiet, meditating, while others chat gossip, sorry. A wealthy-looking man looks over Kurian and snickers to his three companions. Green bows her head, looking away as the man swaggers over to the two of you, hands in his pockets of luxurious, well-groomed clothes. Well, I'll let anyone take the test these days, it seems. He sneers, his eyes fixated on Kieran, as a half-elf woman tries to shrink away behind you. Little mice!
Shrink away behind the gnome.
Who don't know what they're doing home and hide little holes. The test of sorcery is for real magic users. You'll be ripped to shreds, as Kirian tries to speak, but only manages to squeak and a blush in shame. What do you do?
I'll poke. Wait, what is he? He's medium, I'm guessing.
Yeah, he's a mage. He's obviously showing cases that he's looking kind of
But
lower
he's like
than
an
you are.
apprentice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just laugh and smile. But I mean, perhaps she might be of a lower birth, but well, the amount of coin I'm sure that you paid to get here is not going to protect you in the end. I mean, you can't buy wits and knowledge with coin, clearly, by the looks of you. How about you get back to the others before, well, you make a farther fool of yourself.
What about you, Cyril? What do you do? Do you do the same? Do you stand up to him? Or do you leave her to deal with the mage alone? Or do you go off on your own ways?
I think Cyril would kind of just not say anything, but he's definitely glaring daggers at
Okay.
this man, kind of measuring him up.
Alright. As you obviously step in front of Kieran, ready to intercept, obviously, seeing fit. As you offer that persuade, you can obviously do an intimidation if you like on him. Since Foe had done it, you don't have to do anything. since
I got a
earlier you were just
positive.
watching.
Yeah.
Heart of the cards. Heart of the cards. Heart of the cards. Oh no.
Oh no.
As you fail, the man's face reddens with rage. His fists ball up tightly before he takes a swing at you. One of the red mages steps in, reminding the two fighting amongst test takers is forbidden, and the results of exile. As the bully becomes frustrated and scarred as he fiercely, "You'll rule the day that you cross paths with Darian and Tyrell." As he declares, he strides away, eagerly to escape the intense stare of her peers, as Karen grabs your hand and pulls you into the dining hall as you begin to move forward.
Yeah, our relationship is moving forward.
As the dining hall features a blazing hearth in the center, a long table sits around by several chairs with enough seats for each test taker's presence. Supper is hot and fresh, with plenty of for each mage to fill. While much larger spreads of foods you are familiar with, there are strange dishes entirely foreign to you. While the good meals of refreshing drinks and comforting in some ways, tensions in the air are palpable. Some of the test takers are quietly, lightly to each other, which others stare grimacely down to their plates, like they might be their last meal before their doom. Fran looks like she's about ready to faint. At the same time, a pompous young mage seems unfazed by the gravity of your collection situations. Dinner comes and goes quickly, whether you speak without other nervous or with bee mages or keeps to yourself. Before long, you are each escorted in individual chambers to rest for the night. But in the meantime, you can obviously roleplay as you are at the table. It's almost like Harry Potter, kind of eating food. Everybody's like scared with their wits, so they do not know if they will succeed the test or fail.
I'll grab a glass and I'll stand up and I'll just sort of like clear my throat. My name is Fofaron. Much like you, I've been invited to take this test of high sorcery. But unlike you, I will succeed and etch my name in history. I will not fall to shortcomings, nor will I be deterred by this path I have taken. Whilst I do wish you the best, know this, that whilst many of us will pass and many will fail, only one will reign supreme, and that shall be me.
Those people laughing at you in the background. You're right. As you see the little girl blushing towards you, as she has high hopes for you to succeed.
I've something that only most of you would dream of, and that's experiencing combat and using magic practically. I've fought those that would encroach themselves upon this very land itself and succeeded. I've slain ogres and dragonoids alike. I've no way to show you my combat prowess without failing, but just know this, that I've fought and won, and I'll continue to do so until I win or I die.
So everybody just looks at you with disgust, or rather intrigued, or some just laugh at you and giggle at the thought. So I'm gonna actually send these pictures on our Discord. There are obviously images, but they're not like images. They're images of the story, so that's the beginning. Kind of eerie.
Oh, yeah.
Eeriness. There's the moon things. Each one is a school. That is the pixies.
Creepy as shit.
That's
Hey, it's Liliana.
That's the tower,
No, I know the blue-haired one.
and that's inside.
Nice. Man, this is atmospheric as shit.
All right, I'm gonna take a 5-minute break. I need to buy a. We'll be back. I'll continue your test
Alright.
for.
I need a fresh cup of tea. Alright, I'll be back.
What a session.
Oh my god. I'm so like, it's so weird because I'm really trying to play it as my character would and not as I would, and I'm so like, oh god.
Yeah.
I have the balls. It's just like, but my character does it.
I know. I was like, oh, I would 100% lose my shit, and I'm like, but my character would not.
I'm loving this arc, man. I can't wait to see you turn into an evil mage.
Yeah, my goal is to become the same as the girl you guys just.
Scaredy cat?
Just be horribly rude.
Oh, you're the one at the
Yeah.
apothecary.
Cyril just comes back just like the biggest piece of shit ever.
Just like overly confident to where
Yeah.
everyone's like, "Fuck you, you're so beneath me."
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize we had a druid in our party. I'm actually busy.
Hmm.
I can't wait for that glow up, to be honest.
So you really wanted to be friends with Barkus?
Oh.
Uh, uh, Yowza. So, I recently started playing my PS5 again a lot, and one of the games I've been playing or getting back into playing, I guess started to play, is The Last of Us Part 2. And I didn't want to play it because I was spoiled about a major development that just made me play it. But I just said, fuck it. I'm gonna just play it, and I'm just gonna see where it takes me. And it's been surprisingly really good, really good. I don't know if you guys know the Last of Us series, but it's actually pretty good. I'm still upset, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't think I've Last of Us. Nope, I haven't.
It's I think it's like I think they made it into an HBO show now.
They did.
So it's transforming. I haven't watched the show yet, but I've been playing the games.
Sorry, I'm back.
Hey, welcome back.
I'm just trying to psych the other mages out, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure. You're gonna
Play a little head game.
Yeah, like
yeah. That whole intro reminded me of. I don't know if you guys watch any anime. It reminded me of like the Shogeki no Sama, the
oh
Food
yeah,
Wars.
yeah. The
Oh
opening.
yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm all better than all you bitches, and yeah, so y'all gonna lose to me. You know, good luck. And I'm like, shit, man. Oh yeah.
I killed some things, therefore I'm better than you guys.
Yeah,
I've got
I'm like,
proficiency with a rapier. Thank you very much.
yeah,
My strength is +1, so fuck all you just
All right.
said.
Well, I can't even say that I've got -1 strength.
Yeah, mine is too. My strength is my dub stat.
No. It's just
Minus
like my
Oh,
my
you're
strength is
-2.
base. My strength is base. All of your guys is negatives.
Yeah, don't try and push me because I will win.
All right.
My
You guys ready for
no.
more?
But
No, but yeah,
How do you like it so far?
Oh, it's good, but
it's good.
I mean, I want to succeed, like, mad succeed, but
Well,
then
you better
also,
keep all your fucking destiny points then.
I'm probably only gonna use it just to get back up if I get.
Yeah,
I mean,
You're just at the tutorial first. You're not even at the right thing.
I know
Yeah.
that's the.
This is big. I bought this for you guys. Oh, this is a
Oh.
huge thing. This is 150 pages worth.
oh my god.
Oh, shit.
Oh no, yeah, it's a shit ton of things.
Could you
oh, yeah,
imagine
run it
if
through all
both of us were doing that and the war is just like being fought in the background, like
Yeah.
adventure is going.
We come out and it's all under the control of the Dragon Queen already.
No,
Oh.
well, when you're in this test, you're only here for like a week and that's it.
I mean,
But a week in their time, they're fighting the battle without you. They're preparing for it. You'll come back in as Super Saiyan basically, or you die.
and could you imagine if there were 6 of us doing this, that you'd have to repeat?
Oh my god, that shit would be hilarious.
Oh, if everybody decided to be a
He
mage,
doesn't.
if everybody decided to be a mage, yeah, it'd be terrible.
He
Dude,
does
we
it
were
like
all
a choose your own adventure book. He's like, everybody write down what you would do, and then everybody who would say this, listen now.
Yes.
Let's
Well,
give you
I'm glad
just
you
give me a
guys
minute.
did it by yourself because it makes the test very hard. It makes saves extremely hard. Fighting enemies will have double hit points. They'll do double damage, etc.
Oh, if you're in a
If
group.
you have a group, yeah.
Oh,
It makes
fuck,
it intense.
yeah.
So like,
I'm still
so your
considering for
friends
that
can
whole-
die basically.
Worth. Die for my power.
Meat shield. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Die for me.
But it's still hard by yourself. You gotta use your brain. Anyways,
It's fine. I've got
Mhm.
Gregory.
Stupid
Alright, so the
black
get-
bitch doesn't think druids are casters.
so yeah, you don't count sadly. You're not a real boy.
not a real person, but they're in my forest right now.
Your forest.
Right, so the guest chambers are prepared as inspiring mages of high sorcery is small but surprisingly elegant. Pleasing herbal citrus scent fills the room, mixtures with odors of old parchment and hints of nutmeg. The moonlight spills throughout the large green stained glasses. The windows near luxury. Oh my god, I can't pronounce for shit. 4 post beds infused the room with ethereal glows. A small hearth stays lit with magical flames to keep the room warm even on cold nights. Near the hearth of the rather clawfoot bathtubs, as you see, that's been drawn of a steamy hot water. Soft towels and vials of multicolored bath salts are racked nearby, inviting you to bathe. As besides that, you do see a simple bookshelf resting along the right greystone wall, stuffed with books of every shape and size. Between the bookshelves, the bed sits around an obsidian study. The table with a single wooden chair. Dozens of names have been carved into the underside of the table. A few oldest carved names include Nabali Kortki, Gadriel Tars, Cardathan, so on. There's a bunch of names. I'll just give you all the names. It's not a big deal. But you do see, obviously, names of individuals that have been here before you. As you see, obviously, the only object on the stone tablet is rather a scrying orb held within a platinum base, resembles of dragon claw. As tonight, you might be your last time is short. It's spent wisely. You can take a short rest copy or prepare spells, or pursue other basic downtime activities. You might also enjoy some room luxuries or investigating some intriguing items around there. So you have multiple choices to do. I'll list some of the choices, but if you are a wizard, you can obviously copy spells. You can obviously, this is your downtime, or take a short rest, or whatever. But if you're not doing any of that, you can engage obviously 2 of the following activities, or if you're not interested in them, you can see fit to leave. You can obviously enjoy a hot bubble bath. You may lay down in your comfortable bed. You may sit on the table and examine the orb, or you may investigate the bookshelf to find studies of material.
I'll investigate the orb.
Under the orb.
The orb.
What about you? Both or no?
Sorry, I forgot my mic was on mute.
It's okay.
I will also be investigating the orb.
Okay. It makes my life easier. There's many choices, many paths. So when you investigate the orb further, you can see a dimmed interior begins to glow with a pale blue light. The glass sphere rattles within the Dragonclaw's base. Shapes begin to form within the orb, half-shrouded mists. You observe a sailing ship into a monstrosity lightning storm. The vision shifts after a few moments, revealing a large red door etched with the glowing arcane ruins. Then images changes again, showing a tall, crumbling tombstone behind which stands a shadowy figure with outstretched hands. At last, the light inside the orb dims until it merely becomes a pale flicker. I'd like you to roll an Arcana check.
Come on, baby, let's go.
Oh.
Yeah, 19.
Alright, you both succeed.
Oh,
The DC was a 13.
Oh,
holy shit. I barely made that.
As you can focus on the images, you saw the attempt of a conjure it again as more in detailed. So, you can choose what you saw in the vision to conjure in more detail. These are the choices. The vision of the ship that goes into the storm. The conjure the vision of the large door of the arcane ruins. The conjure vision of the tombstone and the shadowy figure. Or you avoid the orb and pursue another activity instead.
I will look at the door.
What about you, Cyril?
I honestly think Cyril would go for the door as well.
Alright.
I went for the door because I thought that you'd go for the outstretched hand guy.
Oh no. Cyril's whole vibe is pursuit of magic.
Okay. Bloody warlocks, man.
Alright, so swirling with the mist inside the orb dissipating, revealing a vision of one possible future. Witness yourself in the vision standing at the narrow, bone-littered dungeon corridor. Before you see a large door made from crimson metal, etched with strange runes that fill the hallway with cold white light. A waist height on the door is a hand-shaped hole. You watch yourself turn from the door and pick up the skeletal hand from the ground, then sticks it through the hole in the door. The hole suddenly closes around the skeletal hand, trapping it in the door. After a few seconds, the door opens inward, and you don't wait to see what is on the other side through. You immediately turn and run all way towards the dead end. On the other side of the hall, a moment later, a mist cloud inside of the orb dims, then goes entirely out. The vision ends.
Perhaps a hint for my test ahead.
But now you can choose another activity. You can engage one more activity, or if you're not interested, you can obviously leave them. You can go to a bubble bath, you can enjoy the comfortable bed, or you investigate the bookshelves and find study.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna look at the bookshelf.
Yeah, that's Cyril as well.
Oh, you can read? Name every book, DM.
No thanks.
The dictionary.
The dictionary.
You got me. That's every book.
Alright, imposing wooden bookshelf that fills the entire length of the chamber on the one side. An old ladder leans against the far corner, several of its lower rungs splintered from use, motes of dust and dance slightly off the shelves. Glowing nearby in the hearth. Sorry, I'm burping like crazy. I got soup here. Each shelf is crammed with heavy leather-bound books, stacks of parchment tubes, slender journals, and untitled volumes that seems to be a little method and much madness in the bookshelf's organization. As a glance of a few interesting but helpful titles, including the history of the Second Dragon War, Rising of the Sorcerer's Child Safely, one-on-one delicious recipes of dwarven guests, drowning in the river of time, unpredictable dangers of chronomancy, a tethered brochure titled "You Want to Be a Hero," and far off more. So I'll actually give you these ones because they're pretty funny.
I was hoping for a dummy's guide to being a hero.
So you can see, obviously, you can easily spend hours or days here sorting through the bookshelves with a mess of something useful. So there are obviously things you can do here. So you can either search through the books that have the test of high sorcery. You can search for a forgotten spell book. You can search for something obscured, or if you can't find anything you were looking for, you can give up and return back to your room.
Cyril's gonna look for something kind of like obscured.
I'm probably gonna look for something to help me pass the test.
All right. So we'll go start with foe. So roll me an investigation check.
Okay, heart of the cards. Heart of the cards. Oh no.
11 is 10 is the DC.
Whew.
So you succeed.
Not even close, baby.
Alright, let me move to you. After you clean the dust off of a small book, well loved, a tome titled The Foundations of High Sorcery, you sit down on the stone table to read The Hearth by Light. The introductory chapter describes the historic events that led to the foundation of the Conclave of the High Sorcery, following the tragic events that end the Second Dragon War. The histories were recorded in High Mage Kothurian the White, one of the 3 founding members of the Conclave, which I'll give you the name if you want, since maybe it'll help you out.
Probably a weird spelling as well.
You absorb the history in detail, noting this individual seems uncertain. Balance could truly be a maintenance between good and evil mages. At the end of the chapter, Kothurian's presents a foundation of magic all mages of high sorcery and must abide by. And these are the rules it must abide by. All the wizards must following the bidding of the conclave of their own order. No outsiders must learn the secrets of the order. All wizards must report in any renegade mages' activities they discover. Altering the forces of creation, fabrication of magic is forbidden unless the conclave grants permission to do so. Breaking any of these rules will result in the conclave passing judgment, and the severity of said judgment may vary from ranging from sanctuary duties at the tower, excommunication, stripping and guilty individual of their magic forever, and execution without a possible of resurrection.
Could you
Yeah, I'll give you those.
Thank you. Oh shit.
is near the back of the book. Corthanthus describes the test of high sorcery, the conclave of philosophy on the crafting exams, to be vigorous, that the failure means death. Each test is crafted for an individual drawing their past, present, and potential future to forge their soul in the crucible of magic. It challenges their fear, ambitions, vulnerability, and insecurity. The tests last several days, allowing the mages to rest and study, or rather, in specific times during the ordeal, as there's more information. For every test presents several challenges that examine the depth of the mage's knowledge and use of magic. These are bulletin points, so I'll give you them as well. Every test presents several perils that cannot be solved through magic alone, testing mages and other talents in solving problems, even should their magic be exhausted. Every test presents a confrontation with the known ally. Every test presents a choice to save someone or something dear to them, or give up their magic forever. Every test presents a deadly duel against a highly dangerous foe that imposes the mage's fears. Mages may call on an ally to help them face the test, but the ally's life is put at risk, and the test is difficult, increasingly inappropriate. So you can actually call a friend, but it makes it intensely hard.
Alright, we got this, we got Tiamat to fight. Are you gonna do it on your own? Could I phone a friend, please?
Dude. It's like an answering machine. I am not at the phone right now. I'm killing a bunch of people. But yeah, alright. As once you have studied and jot down some notes, you return back towards your room. We'll head back towards, obviously, Cyril for his.
Alright.
Alright, so scared, roll me investigation. You fail. Would you like to use a destiny point or no?
No, I think Cyril's just gonna kind of look around, and then he kind of realizes there's nothing.
Alright, as you don't find anything intriguing, as you return, you may search for something else instead of that. So you can either search for the high sorcery tests, which you don't know. You can obviously look for a forgotten spellbook, or you can return back to your homestay.
Cyril will try and look for a forgotten spellbook, I guess.
All right, roll me investigation. Sorry.
You got this.
You failed.
Oh no.
As you.
Yeah, I think Cyril's gonna kind of just sit there and go like, "Oh man, I should probably just go to bed." He'll kind of get up and leave the bookshelf.
No, keep trying. Oh god, I guess.
Hosepi, is that you?
Yeah.
You keep trying, Sal. Keep trying.
Alright.
But yes, after jotting down the notes, Foe would just go to bed, probably.
So you go to your comfortable bed then? Or take a hot bath?
Actually, no, take a bath. I mean, it's probably a dusty bookshelf. I'm probably, like, covered head to toe in dust right now.
Alright, so when you arrive back to your private chambers, both of you, your private chambers become suddenly interrupted by 3 loud knocking chamber noises. Without warning, the door flies open. 3 mages of high swords sweep into your room, each of them wearing different colored robes. You recognize them immediately as the leaders of the order, the white, red, and black. As the black-robed archmage enters last, and you do, the magical fires in the room, heart dims, chamber grows colder. I hope you have found your combinations relaxing, encouraging a well-deserved respite. The white mage voice is soothing, full and empathy, but a little sad. I hope you have not wasted what little time you might be left on mundane frivolities as the black robe mages interjects with their kind of inflections of bordering on threatening. The time is wasted. How they spend it is not our concern. We are simply here to interview them and craft the test of high sorcery. Let us waste no more time of theirs by bickering. A red robe mage moves between the others and speaks with a calm authority. Moments later, the mages turn towards you and gesture for you to take a seat at the stone table. Let us begin, as the mages say in unison. We'll end right there for now for you. For both of you, I'm sorry.
All right.
Alright, as we continue onwards, as Solus, you begin to try to find your friends along, obviously, Kalaman, as you helped many in need over the hours. Where are our friends at, Caspian and Agitar?
Yeah, that's been good because I'm kind of effed up. So you're kind of guiding me.
Yeah, I assumed we just had gone back to the castle, to get you cleaned up, since I would have known that we had.
You don't have
did
rights
we-
without Solus.
Oh, so it has to be with us to get in there.
Correct.
Oh, shit. So
As
you
you're
know, we'll walk
shunned
up.
away.
We'll walk up to the gate like, shit, we can't get in here. I don't know. I don't know where we're going. I don't know where anything is in this town.
What? Take me back to the tavern.
As you do eventually see Solus there, eventually moving his ways. He's not really paying attention to your surroundings, as he's just cleaning up his hands from obviously helping the people in need.
Solus.
As you eventually see Solus, a drunk, rather
So
intoxicated Agitar.
A red.
I see you already enjoyed your stay here.
Oh,
Oh God. I see he needs some rest, so let's go.
Yeah, we need to clean him off. I was tempted to just toss him into the bay real quick, but I feel like that would kill too many of the fish.
Well, just have to be 10 feet near you guys, so I'm just gonna press the digitation so he looks like he's clean. Well, he's gonna be clean, but like, he's probably gonna keep doing that until. I'm just gonna grab him by the shoulders, or not grab him by the shoulders, like put one arm over my shoulders and just basically, come on, let's go.
Whoa, where are you taking me? Where's the halfling witch? I was breakfast.
You need rest, my friend.
I need to get my dick wet.
It will shortly. It will shortly. Just not the way you're thinking of.
I'm just,
wow.
I'm just taking him to the fucking.
Right.
Taking him.
Yeah, you make it in as you obviously have rooms that stay. Seeing fit, you flash your badges. You're obviously part of the special order, getting rooms of stay as there is places of bathing, of baths, of beds of individuals. Obviously, as you all have your own rooms and food to obviously share at a kitchen that is connected.
Whoa. Where am I? As he turns towards Caspian and Solus.
Getting you sobered up.
But the tavern. Or he's very confused. He has no recollection of him going all the way to the apothecary and now to the castle. He's now being what as it appears he's finally starting to sober up.
I just look at Caspian and it's just like, do you even know what the hell
So
happened?
We don't need to talk about it. Nothing important. He basically wandered around the majority of the town, slamming into things and screaming out Hosepi's name continuously.
I
what?
see.
Mm. Oh my head.
Let's
Ugh.
drag him over to the bathtub.
He definitely got unbathed and
Yes.
shit. Oh, there's
Leave his
vomit
cat
everywhere.
I'm not so tired. He starts
Yeah,
to
He's
lose
so
back
hairy.
some balance, falls into the bath. Oh, this. Oh. As he kind of resigns and just lets it happen. He's just. Oh.
Yeah. See, I'm starting to consider whether or not joining the military has its benefits or not, but it's a good housing for you.
Military. As he kind of looks up and notices. Are you wearing any uniform?
I have, I guess I have like an insignia for the rose
Yeah.
crest, and then as well as the
He's like a lieutenant,
fucking
for
yeah.
the Calaman's military.
Oh, okay. So Agatar kind of looks up and he opens his eyes a little bit wider. Oh, oh wow. Oh, what happened? As he kind of looks over at Agatar. I mean, he looks over at Caspian. What? What? Where am I?
What are you?
I think he meant to say, "Where am I?"
Yeah. What? And what are you trusting?
And what? What'd you say?
What are you trusting?
He's still so drunk I can't understand him either.
Yeah, it's hard to hear. That's why.
I love it. His voice is
It's
so
like,
thick.
damn it.
I
So
don't-
are you? So are you a part of the military?
Well, yeah. After the whole thing with you know that noble, he basically tried making a fool of himself by saying he was the better version of us. So I basically just set him off straight, and they told me if I wanted to join, I joined. So yeah, well, we're in the barracks right now as I speak because of this, because of joining the military. So you have free housing and free food as long as I'm next to you.
Um,
At this point, we'll also have advanced warning when things happen. You know, we have someone on the inside of the military that's gonna hear
well,
these things first.
that's good and all, but is that something you want?
Well, see, I consider that as well, since my whole time I've been wandering. So, Either way, if we have to go somewhere else, we can go somewhere else. I have no worries in just dropping this allegiance.
So it's a means to an end.
Pretty much. If someone's injured from across the continent, or one of our friends are like lost,
I mean,
if our friend here, Agatar, is somewhat lost in half the country, I'm going to leave this place just to get him. Even abandoning this place if it means that.
and you, Caspian? What do you plan on doing here?
Resting. Till we hear more word about what the army's doing. I don't have any plans. My goal is to stop them, however I can.
Well, wait. 1, 2, 1. As he's kind of pointing to his fingers and looking at. Where are the
I get what you mean.
priests?
I have no yeah, the mages. I have no idea.
Well, seems it seems I've been a little bit too drunk to fully understand what's happening here. But I think congrats are in order. We should go drink.
No.
That's
He just sobers up and he wants to drink.
he's like
Hair of the dog, baby. Let's go.
hear the feelings
This-
coming
this-
back. We need to get rid of them.
well, I mean, yeah. Maybe tomorrow, I guess. And it kind of sets up, and he realizes that he's overstayed and maybe even became a bother to his friends. He kind of sits up in the bath and I'd like some time alone.
Okay.
I just start getting up and going.
I'm disgusted with what I've seen.
I never did that. I cleaned him up. I cleaned him up personally, so he's all spiffy.
You got a nice sponge bath.
Prestidigious bath.
I'm gonna
Make sure he is
my eyes are scarred for life.
eyes
Oh
have
my
been
God.
scarred ever since being with him.
I just picture
I
a
have been-
big
I have
hairy
been
coat.
numb.
I just picture him hairy as hell.
Oh yeah, he's like, yeah, man. He's like, he's more hairier than.
He's got more hair than anywhere on his head.
Yep.
In fact, no, I won't go there.
Oh,
Oh God! Don't pull the.
Oh
Good
boy.
thing we don't have any
Oh,
females in
I-
this group. Good thing we don't have any females.
I was about to make a callback to the last campaign.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it.
Don't you do the fucking ball braids?
Yeah.
I feel
alright,
bad because she's missing out. She wanted to play this campaign, but she didn't have the time.
Damn.
So it sucks.
Anyway.
All right. Agatar is gonna just sit in the bath and he's gonna kind of recollect what's happened,
Okay.
and he's going to silently just
Toot a little
start
bit.
to. Yeah.
All right. What do you want to do, Caspian, as you're in your own room? It's a little different for you. It's obviously more military grade.
Yeah, it's very strange.
No wood,
Coming
just
a
all
little.
stone.
Yep. Kind of like lost in the city with. I've barely seen any trees. There are no animals to speak of. Just feeling crushing loneliness since I've been here. Like feel out of place, and I'm just gonna sit down and on the edge of the bed and just kind of just think about home for a little bit. Running through the forest and seeing all the animals, and just kind of drift off and daydream for a little bit. And that kind of just perks me up a little. Still not really knowing what I need to be doing.
All right. What about you, Solus?
Most likely, I'd be in my room, holding the I'm gonna say it's an amulet for the crest of the rose. Since I got that feat now, so I gotta make something up.
Yeah. It'll have a huge
most
part
likely
in the story for sure.
No, yeah. Most likely, I'd be like sitting around nearby, checking in on Agatar, making sure he's okay, still not suffering.
Good thing he's too big to drown in the tub.
I think the hair would all soak into the water. He'd be his own sponge.
Alright, as you guys drift off to sleep and take your slumber, we'll head back towards the mages since they're still within the same day as you. Alright, gotta get that music on. There you are.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Alright. As your difficult, is the difficult help feels small when seated in a little study table with three of the most powerful archmages in the world staring at you beneath their cowls. So a long moment passes before the robed mage gestures gently around the room and figure speaks, their firm but curious gaze locked upon you. You being here means your sponsorship takes the test of high sorcery as an accepted. Before we can continue with this interview, understand that we be using sorcery to peer into your minds, ensure you cannot lie to us. If you have protections against mind reading, now is the time to remove them. If you resist all magic, as if you're right, your time here, the Tower of Waithry, will be at an end. With a hint of compassion, their voice of the white mage robe adds, simply speak the truth and be honest with us and yourself. It is essential to be integrity of the test of your growth as a mage. A white-robed figure then sets a copper piece down on the table before you, rubs their thumb over it to the surface until it begins to glow faintly. You did not come this far to turn back now. Once you have agreed to the terms, the white-robed mage casts Detect Thoughts. The red-robed mage casts Zone of Truth. They center around the study table for the remainder of the interview. The archmages look to you, into your mind, and as you cannot lie to question as they ask. You can feel the presence of your mind already, as it's gently enough. It snitches slightly into a way that it's difficult to comprehend. The black-robed mage rubs one of his palms over his knuckles as he speaks a voice like a honeyed poison, a little louder than a whisper. While I'm certain you already know the gods of the magic of their realms and influence, their corresponding moons would hate to overestimate you, so let us review. There is Notorian, the black god of magic, used to pursue personal ambitions, the wealth influence of vengeance. Notaria, the red goddess, magic used to maintain the balance, unravel mysteries, and embrace the personal freedoms. And last of all, Solaris, the white god magic, used patiently and compassionately to create a better world, better by whose standards, though, I do wonder. The red-robed mage clears his throat and taps his finger against the amulet. Around his neck, the white-robed mage pursues their lips lightly, but says nothing, as Snide's comments about their order, the black-robed mage continues to whisper and smile with little wide for comfort. White, red, and black, 3 gods of magic, 3 orders of sorcery. As much as we bicker and disagree, work together to further advance the magic craft. Assume you survive your test, which seems unlikely, if I'm being honest. Which order would you join? So you can choose either the 3 that were mentioned, or you don't have to answer, as you see your future uncertain.
I would join the goddess Unitari.
Ah, the red robes indeed.
My type of living is often steeped in balance. So, well, wearing the robes of one such as her seems the appropriate choice. But in saying that, well, this path is going to be fraught with many perils. So perhaps my mindset will change. I can't really say for sure. Magic, magic, much like the people that wield it, can be quite fickle.
Alright.
Not that you need any insight about such things.
What about you, Cyril?
Cyril will kind of sit there for a moment, just kind of staring at the glowing copper coin. If I were to succeed on these trials, I would take the Black Rose of Nutari. I have lost so much, and I've spent so long pursuing any form of magic, any rumors, any whispers, any minute traces, and I've already struck a bargain to obtain magic, and I would hope that Nuitari would help me pursue my ambitions further.
When given your answer, the black-robed mages step back and continue to stare at you throughout a little one, as it seems rather one ogles rather a delicious dessert. As the red-robed mages offer you a small smile and slightly nods and explains, "Of course, you cannot simply declare which order you will join. The test itself will determine which god you are best aligned, although your answers is certainly noted." As the white-robed mage clasps their hands together, softly interlock their fingers when their steps forward to speak. Even the greatest mages in history experience moments of imposter syndrome. If we accept them as part of who we are, fear and anxiety can be a source of strength and wisdom. An honest understanding of one's weakness is a mage's greatest strength. The red-robed mage steps forward to stand next to the white-robed figure. And they look through as they were made of clean glass. Subtlety and fortitude are strengths of great mages possessing. But which of the 2 strengths is your weakness? As they ask you.
Sorry, what were the 2?
What, strength and fortitude?
Oh, strength and fortitude. I heard fortitude, but I did not.
The game is hard. Thinking is hard.
Strength would definitely be my weakness.
I would say the same.
So you can...
But,
it's between these 2, basically. It's not bad at all.
Oh, isn't it? Sorry.
No.
Oh,
Subtlety!
Right. I would say, well, locked between subtlety and fortitude both, that,
or you can claim both.
well, to be your weakness.
So which one do you claim?
I claim fortitude to be my weakness when compared with subtlety.
Cyril will kind of look up. Well, I tend to trip over my own words a lot, and I kind of lack sometimes the grace of presenting myself as I would like. So subtlety is, yeah, no, it's definitely the answer.
All right. After a long moment of silence, the white-robed mages hold up their hands and tap 3 fingers to their heart. Strength does not only come from the gods or even ourselves, it comes from others. No mage should isolate themselves with only their books to keep them company. After speaking, the white-robed figure hesitates for a moment, then nods quickly, asides to their fellow mages. The black robe licks his lips and draws 2 objects out from the robes. In one hand holds a tough brown bat fur. It's gripped with a small dropper bottle of a pinch. In the other, the mage squeezes a single drop of the pinch onto a clump of the bat fur, sorry. They roll and their wrists waving, a pitch of stained fur in front of their lips, then speaking a string of arcane words that sound like a hissing snake. The flood of magic darkness blackens, and then the night you've ever seen spilled from the mage's mouth, enveloping you completely. From beyond the darkness, the white-robed mage speaks again, their voice like thunder. Imagine that you are sailing through the storm. The dark clouds smother the moonlight. The sea rages, looking shallow. As you begin to mass as you're shattered, who is your anchor in the storm? You have 3 choices here. You either think of a lover, you think of a dear friend, or you imagine yourself alone.
I'd probably imagine myself alone at this point.
Yeah, I think Cyril would also
Okay.
imagine himself.
After you think of the anchor, the black-robed mage whispers into the darkness around you. It is my turn. The black-robed mage begins to chant arcane words, their song beautiful and dreadful all at the same. It seems comes from everywhere, around in the magical darkness. When the song ends abruptly, there is only silence. The terrifying visions assault your mind until you feel like your skull might split open. You see yourself standing amidst a small, silent crowd in the graveyard, all the faces of featureless blank slates of flesh. You push through the faceless crowd in the front of gathering. You look down at the headstone resting the edge of a freshly dug open grave. It is your name carved on the tombstone. Someone familiar laughs and rings out from behind. You turn around to see someone new standing in front of the faceless crowd, grinning and armed across. They are someone from your past who bullied or tormented you. Their voice is just like you remembered. You really think you survived the test? You have no idea what they will do to you in there. And you'll be there too, watching from the best seat in the house. I want my laugh to be the last thing you ever hear when you die. They point and laugh at you in laughter and echoes from the surrounding woods as a pack of hyenas slink out behind the trees, their madness cackles growing in fevered pitches. Your tormentors cackle too, watching gleeful as the hyenas creep towards you with a hungering in their eyes. You instantly take a small step back, almost slipping on the soft ground, falling onto your own grave. Surrounding the nightmare, you hear the black-robed mage voice echoed in your mind. Fight me! Show me you have control. That you are the master of your mind, and not I. You realize that you choose to attempt to push any of the nightmares from your mind. You have choices now. You push your funeral from your mind. You push the hackling hyenas from your mind. You push the tormentor from your mind. Or you successfully rid your mind of all 3 nightmares.
Hey, let's go, baby. I'll try and rid all 3.
Sorry, not all 3. You got to choose the 3. My apologies.
But you have to what? You
Yep.
have to choose.
No, it's not the all 3. It's just you have to fight them all, in a sense. So you
Yeah,
have to
I'll fight.
choose.
Oh, okay.
Ideally, the concept is to get rid of them all.
Oh.
I'll start with the hyenas first.
All right.
Yeah, Cyril will worry about like his tormentor, I think, first.
All right. So if the hyenas, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
That's great. Okay, got this. Oh, I don't got this.
You fail, as you linger with
I
it in your mind.
Not like this.
Cyril, you choose a bully from your past. Charisma saving throw.
Oh, okay. I hopefully.
You fail.
Damn.
Good start, boy. Good start.
Yeah.
Now
I'm
you can
rolling
now
okay.
interchange between each other for you guys. So if you want to save against the hyenas, and you guys can interchange it. So.
I'll go for the grave.
Okay.
I'll probably do the hyenas.
All right. So for you, foe, roll me intelligence saving throw.
Hey, nat 20, baby. Let's
You
go.
succeed
Oh,
it
nice.
as you begin to remove it out of your mind. All right. As the hyenas, roll me a wisdom save. 0.
Oh boy.
Got this.
You fail.
No.
So you do get traits when you fail these ones. If you succeed, you don't get the trait,
No.
which is good.
Oh, okay.
And then I guess the last is an intelligence throw for the grave.
Correct.
Oh,
As well, he has to do
plus
his bully.
Yeah,
That's-
I'm rolling so
that's
bad
failed.
today.
You got all of them. You got the fear of dying, you got the fear of the wild, and the fear of bullies.
Okay.
Trait.
You can do this, Fo. Fine. That's great.
Charisma
Oh,
saving
fail.
throw. Fail. You got the fear of the bullies.
And the hyenas. Living the dream.
If you did rid all 3 of your fears, you've mastered your fears traits, but you did not.
Okay.
As he laughs and cackles at you. As you hear the red robe mage's voice nearby as the tone bounce between empathy and resolve. The test of the high sorcery is forged. Your soul is metal. Its fire transforms you, pushes you forward, challenges your beliefs, and faces your demons ahead. Proven to the gods and what sort of mage you'll become, but first, rest tomorrow night. It's to begin. Then the darkness fades, and you find yourself standing in the middle of the guest chamber. The archmages are nowhere to be seen. The chamber and bookshelves have mysteriously vanished, along with the scrying orb. Even the hot bath water is gone, leaving behind an empty tub. Thankfully, the mages have left you a study table and a comfortable bed, and a blazing hearth to keep you warm. You realize that you are on your own until you finish your test of high sorcery. After your nerves have calmed, you spent the rest of the night making the final preparations of your test by attuning to either a magical item, preparing spells, and finishing a downtime of activities. As we'll end here for you guys, as it is the next night. I will say that you did miss out on a magical item.
Yeah, I figured.
It was the bed.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Yeah, the wand
Damn.
of fickling luck.
Oh well.
Oh.
It really do be like that sometimes.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
choice. It's just choice. You might get something, you might not. But
It really do be like
yeah, there's some stuff to that, but you won't be able to do it. But hopefully, you obviously now entice, seem fit, and everything that you do goes towards permanent their traits toward the end of the thing, towards your final, obviously, if you survive, of course. There's check marks I'm checking off. Alright, we end it here. We're going to end our session here early because ideally, to move forward, there's a lot of content on both ends. But I'm hoping you enjoyed the high sorcery test, as well as for you guys preparing yourselves for the future of Caladan and what's to come, as it seems the military is enforcing training as well as the future of the defense of Caladan against the forces of the Dragon Army ahead.
Whoop whoop.
Well, that was.
Man, that sucked so bad, guys. You guys were doing so well with rolls earlier, and then roll
Nah, I just
20
think
was
it's-
just like.
No, I didn't. I don't think I rolled great once today.